Yeah, I want to give a quick update on this Samurai Suzuki Jeep or Jimny 1300, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I found I'm going to be doing some more tests on this HHO. I just ripped off a piece of a heavy-duty contractor trash bag because I noticed this wasn't sealing up as good. I noticed a couple times, the first time I tried this, it got, well, I came up with about 30 miles to the gallon. Then I tried another long trip later on, and I wasn't driving it as easy, and it was about 25, and I'm thinking, that's not much better than it normally does, but it was still a little bit better. But you know, I don't think it was pumping as much HHO in the system. And you notice I got the mixture kind of weak. Well, let's see if you can see it from this side. I don't want to show it from an angle. You see the gauge? I mean, it's, I don't know, 8 amps. This thing can handle 20 amps. Or, I don't know, I forgot what it was, 20 or 30 or something. But I think it's at least 20 amps. So, I can make the mixture a lot stronger. Actually, the first time I tried it, the mixture was stronger. I gotta, before I test this out though, I'm gonna seal this up with some of the Teflon tape. I didn't really think it needed it on this plastic, but I guess it does. It's a very, very, very slight leak, but nothing leaks down here. But you know, this thing actually does seem to really work pretty good. So, and I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna be checking it again this weekend because hopefully this weekend I'm gonna give it a. This upcoming weekend, I want to give it a good 100-mile trip, maybe 120 miles, and that'll give me a good estimate of what kind of gas mileage the damn thing's actually getting. And I'm going to strengthen the mixture up a little more. I'm going to Teflon tape these. I'm suspecting it's going to get about 30 miles to the gallon. So I'm going to keep you abreast on this because this damn thing, because if this really works out good, I'm going to put a bigger one in that El Camino. It's going to have just the medium-sized one. This is actually oversized for this 1.3 engine. That's you know, it's a 350 V8. You know, it's a, yeah, I mean, it's just a stock 350. It's a 5.7 liter. I don't like saying liter. Liter's bullshit. 350 cubic inches, man. And I think the other one's 80 cubic inches. It's 1300. So. You know, I want to double check that Jeep, this Jeep here, before I go to the next step. That's why I do things. I'm kind of cautious, you know. And this locker, I've still been using it. I got the little LockRight sticker on the back. In the back, it's been going good. And this quick 10-minute spray can job with the truck bed lining, I like it, to tell you the truth, man. I mean, I says, you know, I'm glad I didn't freaking paint this, because I remember I used to take this out in the woods and I used to have to wax the crap out of it because all the tree branches would be going across here. Now I'm like, I don't even care, you know. So, get scratched up, it's no problem. So, anyway, just give you a quick update on this thing. There's going to be more tests on this puppy. You know, I got 4 vehicles and a motorcycle, so I don't always use this one all the time. So, but I do use it. I mean, I just used it right now, just going places and picking up things. So, it's a good ass Jeep, man. It drives nice. It goes down the road nice and straight. It's got good power with the Toyota carburetor. That's part of the reason this thing has good mileage. It's got the Toyota carburetor. And you know, I'm not a fan of Japanese stuff, but you know, when it comes to gas mileage, man, I'm okay with it, you know. But it's got a 78 Corolla carburetor. It's the only damn thing I've ever had that was Japanese, but it's got 78 Corolla carburetor on it for 1200 cc, manual choke. It's part number, I think it's part number TOY 250, and that carburetor works better than the original carburetor that came with this Jeep. Plus, it's a no-nonsense manual choke, which you can see I got it set up on fast idle. And I didn't mess around doing anything with this. This was panel adhesive bonded on there. It's actually flanged in there a little bit, and it's got bolts in it and truck bed lining on it. And in the inside of it, it's got truck bed lining, it's got roofing tar. Jeep, I didn't really want to finish it off but it's rust proof as all hell. I think this thing, I rust proof every little piece on this thing. I kept going over it multiple times. I think it's, I mean, it's a Jeep, man. It's not a freaking car. You know, it's a Jeep. And, I don't know, its truck bed lining probably helps this bird metal out a little bit more. Gives it a little more consistency to it. Stuff with 18 gauge, man. You know? It's like, it's still actually, you know, I used to think this damn metal was so damn bad when it first came out in 85, or, you know, whatever just came out. This is in 85. This is actually the one that predates the Suzuki. This thing is actually 4 inches more narrow than a Samurai. You think Samurais are narrow? This is 4 inches more narrow. It's got the Samurai engine in it, the Samurai differentials, the transfer case, transmission. It's got the SJ410 axle length and the brakes in the back. But it's got Samurai components. It's just real. It's a skinny sucker, man. But I never rolled it over, so you can see that. Anyway, there's gonna be more updates on it. I think this HHO is some seriously worthwhile technology to get into. Just don't go overboard on it. It's especially good for computerized cars. And I know it went long in this video, but I'm trying to tell you a bunch of stuff on here. The other thing is, the new HHOs, they got the splitters. You can run, it'll produce, you can just take the pure hydrogen and it vents pure oxygen into the air. So it puts oxygen in the air. It puts pure hydrogen in with the fuel mix. Now this is HHO. This puts hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, hydroxy, whatever the hell you call that. The newer ones are a little more money, where you can add on a splitter. Maybe, I think the splitter costs $50 add-on. You can put just hydrogen. Here's the big advantage. You don't have to mess with the electronics on the computerized ones. Like this is not computerized or electronic, but you know the new ones, you got to mess with the electronics and modify the O2 sensor to make HHO work. Well, with just plain hydrogen, you don't have to do that. That's brand new stuff. I want to point that out. A lot of people aren't aware. And the other thing is, since you don't have to mess with the electronic emission system, which is illegal anyway, what happens is, you know, it's that much less crap you got to buy, because you don't have to add something on there that's, you know, another electronic device to freaking tune the O2 sensor and all. You don't have to do that. Since you're putting pure hydrogen in it, it's not messing with the O2 sensor. That's on the later model cars. So I want to do one at a time, but I want to retest this again before I go to doing something on the other car. Piece at a time. I'm being careful about this and cautious, taking my time with it, but I'm trying to be accurate. That's the deal.